All right. It's Monday. Buttons to be pressed, things to be clicked. So thanks everyone for joining in last night on the extra stream where I did paint overs. It's good fun. A lot of you guys got some good feedback. Hopefully you've had time to watch it. It's under the special stream section of the YouTube archive. Good morning, Lurib. Yeah, it was good fun. So that being said, the new come on. There we go. The new 2-week challenge is on. Hey, good morning, Quentin Kilrathi, Chillstrand, Jacob Mobley, Eric Mui. Fantastic people. All y'all rock stars through and through. Anyways, so the new 2-week challenge is as follows. Do the counterpart of a character. Do the beauty to the beast. Do the anti-Link in Zelda, or do the opposite of another character. You know, like what's the Sonic's opposite is Dr. Robotnik. You know, what can you come up with? Of course, there's all with a character that has a counterpart, like a protagonist and an antagonist. You don't necessarily need to do what's already created. So you just can play with an opposite of a character, right? So, hey Morphia, hey Bjork. So I will join in this 2-week challenge again, but I've chosen, as you can see on the topic underneath, is I'm gonna gender swap the guy from Witcher. So that's my idea of counterpart, the opposite. So my counterpart becomes a gender swap. That's how I chose to interpret the 2-week challenge. So I will be doing that. So first off, I will sketch out poses, 3 of them, and then I will sketch up, ideally with time, I'll have time, sketch them all up costume-wise, and then choose one, so on and so on. We'll be going through that journey on the warm-up. So here we go. Let's start it. Hey Nefaz, Amir, Morphia. I always said Morphia. Alright, awesome guys. You guys are fantastic. So timer's going. Let's go with post. So obviously, alright, so he's what's his name in Witcher? That name escapes my mind. He's a fighter, right? But he's also like a wizard of sorts. He has his sword. So that's, I think, is important to make sure is a part of the pose, right? So it has to be a cool pose with the sword, right? And the showing the Geralt, there we go. Yeah. So we're gonna be making Geraldina or something, right? I don't want to go just because it's a gender swap, right? I don't want to make Geraldina here any less than Geralt, right? Geralt is a man of action, so Geraldina here has to be a woman of action. She can't be a pinup, because that's not part of the character. The character is a vicious, but also, I mean, Geralt has loads of sex, right? Um, he's no stranger to roll in the hay, as far as I understand. Um, so I'm just going to be drawing up some poses and then kind of tweak them when I see them together, like on a lineup, so that that I can see the character and then make necessary adjustments. Otherwise, now I I have a vague memory of the pose I drew before. Like, it's, you know, it's fresh in my mind, but then seeing them next to each other will make everything more obvious about making sure that there's enough variation in the poses and so on. I don't think crossed arms are accurate. Let's go a little bit more like blade like that, maybe. Yeah. Anifas, thank you very much for the host. And why didn't I get notifications of that? God damn it. Much appreciated, Anifas, for and Belial, thanks for the host. It's fantastic. Hey, big bros. So let me just change the topic. Sort of gender swap The Witcher, aka Geraldina. There we go. Now we're cooking with gasoline. So Beard Bros will do their Monday stream after this stream. If you guys are interested in having listening into weird conversations with random topics, go over to Beard Bros after this stream. Shout out. Right, so we got one kind of battle pose, one kind of boss like stand-in. How about a moving one? So like drawing the sword from the sheath, right? And like walking forward, looking under the eyebrows. And Beard Bros, I don't know if it happened, but they should have had a stream with Evan Elmonson over the weekend. So that's probably on their video on demand part of their channel, I guess. I'm not sure if they have that function enabled yet, but head on over there after this stream and have a listen. Oh, that is the artist called Piotr Jablonski. If you go to Discord, I posted the link in the channel, the 2 Week Challenge channel. He worked on a lot of things. He's a really good artist, especially with edges. His older Applebot work is magical. He does like a lot of edge work. Beard Bros, yeah, why not? Why not? I'm up for it. And you guys should be on this one as well. Do some warm up. Hey, good morning, Two Shrooms. Cheers, Bear Bros. Cheers. Um, Tushrooms, yeah, he's really good. He, I love those. There's a bunch of those artists that are help. They're all helping each other. Um, they have their own Russian forums, and they do like workshop on each other constantly. They all help to push their knowledge together as a community, which a lot of non-Russian artists don't do. That's why you see a lot of good Russians coming. It's because uh, they're all help boosting each other, which is it's important. But not everyone can do it with each other, right? It's about who is willing to learn in what way, right? So you need to find the right people to learn together with. Are they driven enough? Are they knowledgeable enough? Um, it's it's an interesting technique. It's something that I think is missing in the community now, which I kind of want to get back to, like not the forums, but I want to find a new type of forum. Uh, this like streaming is not one of them, but it's going the right direction of it. So um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to. I don't know. We're going back to like 30minutewarmup.com progression. I'm working on being free to focus my time on the website. It's almost there. I'm almost there. I think it's like this month out, and then I'm free like a bird. And then I will be trying to catch up on all the stream, and then when I've caught up, all updates will go on the website. Uh, so that will be the hub. I will be start sharing links, etc. on that website. I will start changing the UI on the website. All these things, as soon as I have spare time, I can start devoting full time on that. So stay tuned. So this stream, I think I'll just gonna be focusing a little bit on poses and maybe start sketching out the outfit, looking at the original Geralt, uh, and trying to kind of just hint of her outfit. Like I don't want it to be just boob window. That's just stupid. It's not the character. Even though I mean I know that Geralt has one outfit with an open shirt. I mean that would warrant a boob window. Georg, no, I've never had the names of the forums. I think it's. I mean, there's a Russian Facebook called VK, um, but I don't know their art forms at all. I haven't at all dived into that. I know that they do because I know Piotr and all the other of those in the group because years ago there was this competition between friends called the Super Friends Challenge, where we set a topic, much like 2 week challenge on the Discord here, but we set a topic, a very open topic like horror or blood vampire or whatever, and we all interpreted as we wanted. We got um, a month to do it, and there used to be a website called 2D Geek, um, where that became like a it became what's it called, a bespoke article on that website. That was the post, the original post which happened, and then just after that post, like days after, then we were allowed to post it on ArtStation, etc., or CG Hub, I think. um, but yeah, So it was a Super Friends challenge, and there were like Ate was there, Velinov was there, Piotr was there. We invited Peleng, but he never had time to join in. But he was there for some time talking, but never contributed because he was too busy. Um, all these really really cool artists. It was such a pleasure to see like the Super Friend entries every month, like uh, what these like crazy artists came up with. So for those who remember some of my art, there's this one kind of steampunk Megazord guy, kind of like Photobashi, standing with this massive blade. That was for a Super Friend challenge. I think that topic was Dark Blade. And Piotr, if you go to his art station, scroll down in history, he should still have it. I think in his portfolio on ArtStation, like Dark Blade. It's some kind of weird monster woman, I think, standing in a desert-ish environment. It was really interesting to see, like all these great artists, like this Magic the Gathering artists and so on, just kind of creating cool illustrations that ended up a lot of them ended up being quite viral. Hey, Henrik West, nice to see you. To see you, nice. So my kids are home, so you'll with my wife, so you're gonna be hearing them occasionally in the background. Hopefully you don't mind. So this is usually how I do for work, even though I don't do it. Oh, well, actually, I do it kind of like this. I sketch up a pose, and then I add wardrobe to it. Um, I think this though became too much like a sea star. It looks a little bit stupid. So what I gotta do is is adjust it. I'm not super keen on the way she holds the sword like that. My intention of it was that it was supposed to be like a reverse grip, um, but I don't know. Maybe that is better. Some better weight distribution, or maybe actually have the blade up. Yeah, yeah, that's better. Hey, Orion. That's cool, Henrik. Well, I'm glad that you finally found your time to come back and revisit. Like I was telling a lot of people on the stream, it's like summer. I was a little bit worried at the beginning of like why isn't everyone contributing to the 2 week challenge? But then I remembered, oh yeah, people have life, and they probably, they're out enjoying summer with kids, family, whatever. And I was like, all right, well, it's September. Most likely, a lot of common names will be joining in again due to the fact that summer's out, everyone goes back to normal, especially if you got kids. They go to school and so on. So these sketches now about anatomy, I'm not too worried about making the anatomy super accurate. I'm just kind of winging the the anatomy and not trying my utmost very best to make a super accurate accuracy because I don't want to be like bogged down in that because that is not the purpose. Like much like um, Glenn Vilppu talks about like pose and energy of the pose, right? And I can always go back afterwards and correct the anatomical mistakes. I know that there is, quite a few anatomical mistakes, and that's fine. I'm not sweating too much about that. I know that it is what it is. I can always adjust it afterwards. But what's hard is getting the pose right. And obviously, sometimes to get the pose working, you need correct anatomy. So that's something. That's why I line them up like this so that I can see more like a better overview about potential mistakes and so on. Just kind of to make it a little bit easier on myself. Um, Örjan, all right. I am assumed as much, Svensson. I mean, you're old Svensson art for everyone else. Right, so that like, and the reason why I have it on separate layers is that a lot of these suggestive lines of the sketch, they suggest rhythm and so on. So I switch them off, I look at the pose, and then switch back on and see like, have I interpreted it incorrectly? Like, where have I missed to fill in the gaps of what I saw in the sketch versus what I see in the lines, right? So obviously there's lots of mistakes in anatomy, with head size, etc. All these things, but that's fine. I don't care. So let's flip the image. How are we with time actually? Oh, we're a little bit less than halfway, or more than halfway. It's all good, Örjan. So one thing I don't like is the extension of that leg. It made it too dance-like. That hand, obviously, the doesn't work that well. The foreshortening. I think her head is too straight. Like the motion is lost, so now she's kind of looking towards there. Her lovely banana sword. I have no idea what's going on there. But I think maybe reverse grip it. I get my reverse grip pose. Gonna go with that. Let's reverse grip it. Make her like a real sword juggler. And I think planting the weight on that knee was good, but there needs to be more. And I would love to see a little bit more rotation in the pose. She's quite squared up, so if we rotate it out a little bit more and then have the rotation happen there, then we need to rotate the torso more forward. I'm kind of making it into a Frankenstein here, but that's okay. And of course, our Geraldina needs to be ripped. Okay. I think that's okay. Actually, maybe let's push that leg back a bit, so we get depth. And let's increase the step. Some funky stuff happening with the foot here, but just take her on her toes. Yeah, let's leave the pose at that. I think she's a little bit heavy on the top. I think pinch the waist a bit. That butt angle. All right, that's it for that one. I think this is okay. Yeah, it's okay. And that's okay too. Okay, so what's Geralt? What does you look like, Geralt of Rivia? So here's one. Which one should get this outfit? I think maybe this. Let's get rid of this. So we can start. 7 minutes left. It's not going to be a lot of sketching done. But at least we'll start. So I think I'm going to have to switch up the design a little bit just because why not? But I'm going to try to match it to some degree. I want to stay faithful to Geralt, what he looks like, so that the outfit isn't changed too much. But I also want to give it a little bit of interest, flair, so it's just not a straight, just swap what's underneath the armor, right? It has to be a little bit, as a character, adjusted, right? So I want to make her a little bit, feeling a little bit more agile. And some of those kind of X straps, etc., makes not a lot of sense. But I definitely want her to be armored. No boob window for sure on this outfit because it doesn't make sense. The belt. I think maybe some straps going that way. I think that could be cool. Give a sense of motion to her, even though that part is static. Nice fish hook. I didn't notice that before. Padded legs, that's cool. I dig it. I don't know what the legs look like, so I'm gonna be creative freedom and do full boot of just one massive boot and probably attach it with strap from the padded pants. I think that will be a cool element, and also kind of indicate that she's a woman, right? Because of probably these are called riding boots to some degree. Those high hooker boots, but originally they're most likely riding boots, right? I think that's pretty. That could be cool. And let's have some flaps in the front. Why not? Because I dig it. And she can have a butt flap because it's gonna be cool motion. Padded, full gauntlet, or whatever they're called. Arm protection. Gloves with some things, make her look badass. Swords, let's give her a sheath. There. And then her haircut, let's give her a ponytail at the same time as having the hair. Fall down like that. Have her a scar. Alright. Children. Yeah, well, it was my interpretation of the challenge, right? You could do it in many different ways, but I chose to go that way. I think it will be a cool, could be a fun interpretation. So let's save that one, so we know she's her. Come on, open. How about whatever this version is? I have no idea because I haven't played the game. Let's put it on her. So I have 2 minutes left. Most likely I will have time to kind of sketch up that version. Okay. So here there's a possibility of opening the shirt. Maybe bigger color. Just some weird like fish hooks or something. I have no idea. I haven't played the game. This is this from the last or the previous one? I played the first one only. So let's just kind of wrap her up in what looks like these fish hooks or some sort of gear, because there's rings and stuff in there. I don't know. Pretty cool though. And then let's pop that one a little bit. She's wrapped in something. I think that could be interpreted into something else. Oh, that's all right. All right. He does look kind of pirating. And some sort of damage to the face. How about giving her a little bit more of like a pompadour in the front, ponytail? Maybe if you're gonna go the piratey route, let's give her a little bit of dreads, just to make it feel like she's been out in the sea for some time, right? Take that creative freedom. And I dig the fat belt. I think that's cool, and the flap hanging down there. I want to give her a second belt though, with a longer belt, so that it becomes a cooler silhouette. Her blade there, longer there. Let's have it hanging down like that, actually. Oh no, time's running out. Oh shit. Okay, legs like that. I have no idea what it's gonna look like lower down. Let's give her naked feet with wrapping, trinkets. Maybe a potion bag or something. Maybe a dagger. Just to make her more deadly. Alright. Time's up. Oh no. At least we got 2 out of 3 sketched out. When the third is sketched out, I'm gonna go have a look at them and kind of contemplate on which one would be the best candidate. Maybe borrow parts from other parts. See where I'll take them. But I'm digging the challenge so far. It's going to be a fun to gender swap Geralt to our own Geraltina. So thanks everyone for joining in. Have a fantastic day. Good night. have a wonderful time, and go catch last night's special stream on YouTube archive or the VOD on the here on Twitch. Click follow, like, whatever, all that stuff. And see you tomorrow morning, where we will continue with Geraltina. Have a good one. Here comes the outro. Bye.